Here we go, guys. First stage of the level up racing. Sprinters Playground. I was feeling pretty dangerous from the warm up today. So, who knows what could happen out there? Seriously. Looks like we got a good group. 14 soldiers so far. Hopefully get up to like 18. Should be a good one today.
It's good to be back. Thought I would give a bit of a more coherent intro this time for the fun that lies ahead on Sprinters Playground here of the Level Up Racing Series.
B. Duffy Jr. That guy won the last race I was in.
Epic battle chant incoming.
Let's go, guys. Let's go.
And we are off. Nothing crazy off the line here, guys. This course is relatively flat, but it's called Sprinters Playground for a reason. And that is because people tend to make a lot of crazy moves here. So even though we are just taking a mediocre cruise out of the start here, as usual, I know not to get cocky in these advanced races because these guys are not afraid to make a move, and the pace always picks up. This was just the calm before the storm. The first move of the race is made by B. Packard here. He swoops around the whole pack and pulls heavy off the front. This move is not short-lived. We surge into the mid-400s to stay with the front. Then the pack retains a relatively high pace after this initial surge. I was actually hoping someone would make a play, so enjoyed the little push here, but ultimately, not much happened. The pack ended up regrouping, and I don't think that was enough to really drop anyone. So as stated, the pack bundled back up together, but the pace actually stayed relatively fast through this upcoming section. Was averaging probably around 285 watts, so I wouldn't exactly call it a recovery. The infamous B. Duffy Jr. makes a move here off the front. Little did I know at the time, but this is just him toying with the pack, seeing how the sheep react so that when he makes his grand move he can execute with confidence. Regardless, this little move causes the watts to surge into the low 400s, until he backs off and the pack regroups. There's about to be a lot more where this came from. I thought we were going to settle into easy watts for a bit, with the only real hill on the course approaching. However, B. Packard was not satisfied with the pace, and he begins to take a commanding pull off the front. Guys, this is only the first lap of 2, so I am shocked how much action we are getting, but I am not complaining. I don't like B. Packard making distance and make a little bit of a move off the front of the chasing pack here to help motivate the pack a little. And it kind of works because we end up actually slowly but surely reeling back in B. Packard. We catch him just in time for the first hill. I am actually feeling fairly good. So as you know, it's time to
engage the quads! Engage the quads!
Engaging 500 watts, 600 watts. Keep engaging through the knoll. The quads are still engaged, and we continue to surge through the hill. And with that surge,
took the lead, real quick.
It mellows out in the flat here for a few seconds. I exerted more energy than I probably should have, and B. Duffy Jr. came scorching past me. He takes advantage of the final little roller here, and begins to create separation with the pack. I don't want to waste any more energy here, so I decide to just stick with the group who also seemed to not care B. Duffy was breaking away. So it remains pretty stagnant for a bit here. The group collectively accepted the fact that B. Duffy Jr. was too far ahead to be caught at this moment and are just letting him do his own thing. Through the end of this first loop, he continues to build on his lead, as the rest of us don't push the pace at all, really, and just settle in and prepare for what will likely be a pretty intense final lap. Also, in case you haven't realized, there are no power-ups in this race. It's just extra XP, so the finish is really just going to come down to pure grit and strategy, no tricks involved. With that, we finish up the first lap. B. Duffy is now 20 seconds ahead of the group. Rowe has been averaging an insane wattage to get that lead. He seems unstoppable, but
all of a sudden B. Duffy Jr. starts to slow down. And not just a little bit. He comes to a screeching halt. Looks like he got disconnected. The pack quickly swallows him up, and just like that, the podium opens back up. Hang on to your seat, folks. This is just the beginning of the madness.
As you can see, the chat gives their deepest condolences for B. Duffy Jr. here. Rightfully so, as technical difficulty during a Ziwft race is one of the most frustrating things to happen.
I summon the B. Duffy Jr. Rise from the death.
Hayes back! B. Duffy Jr. Slingshots through the pack. I react quickly. I am not missing out on the fun this time. I have to dig into the 600s just to keep up, but the rest of the soldiers had the same mentality. Everyone adapted to B. Duffy Jr.'s attacks, and the pack regrouped. It was fun while it lasted, B. Duffy, but back to the grave you shall return.
Guys, I am actually in a relatively high amount of pain after that effort, and I think the rest of the guys are too.
But take a wild guess at who is not. But Duffy Jr. is just not satisfied. He resurrects once again from the depths of hell to wreak havoc on all of you.
I am hurting, but this is when champions are made. I get out of the saddle and go all in on hounding down B. Duffy Jr., pushing all the way into the 700s to stay on his tail. A few other guys also managed to bridge the gap, but this move definitely tore the lead pack apart a bit. There are several stragglers left behind from the rubble, including B. Duffy Jr. himself. Looks like he just wanted to go out with a bang here. During the chaos, M. Ponduline made a move off of the front and started to take a commanding lead on the pack. Due to this, the pace on the lead chase pack remained hot, and I was trying desperately to recover with my heart rate pushing 185. During these deep moments of despair, yet another soldier, K. Bouchard Hall, makes a commanding move off the front of the pack. Guys, I am absolutely devastated right now. There is no chance I muster up the courage, and most certainly not the strength to bridge the gap, and the rest of the bunch is in the same mindset that I am in. The pace then slows down for a bit leading up to the final hill. There are now 6 of us left in this chase pack, with 2 guys off the front and the rest of the 11 riders left in our dust. I actually managed to recover fairly well, getting the heart rate back below 170. So obviously I get out of the saddle and
Engage the quads! Engage the quads!
am pushing pretty solid watts through the top of the hill here, but so is everybody else. I managed to stay right up with the front here and push with the rest of the pack through the final knoll here. No one made a big move off the top of this climb, which I was fairly surprised about. I think everyone is still hurting from the B. Duffy madness that ensued not long ago.
However, there were still some disgruntled soldiers in the pack. B propels himself through the pack at 10 watts per kilogram and absolutely rockets off the front of the group here. The move was so commanding that all anyone else could do was just sit back and watch. Props to you, B. Picard. Well done.
D. Strike knows that he cannot catch B. Packard, but he makes a move still to create separation between himself and the lead pack. And well, myself and the rest of the group fail to stay on his tail. And all of a sudden, the top 4 slots of the race have all broken off. I have never been in a race before with this many breakaways. That just goes to show how convoluted the power metrics of this race were. So there are 6 of us left in this main pack, so my math must have been off before. But here I am, after seeing all of those attacks, thinking, why can't I do the same? So I muster up the courage and
Engage the quads! Engage the quads!
I crank into the 600s, hoping to get some separation and secure my own breakaway. I am hurting, but put the head down and just try to keep cranking out as many watts as I can to build distance. But it's just not enough.
Turns out I just make a massive fool of myself. I got little to no separation. As my head rises, I realize that everyone is still right on my tail, and my quest was nothing but a massive foul weary.
Not only did that not work, but now there is only 0.6 miles left, and my heart rate is at 184. I am on the brink of explosion. I think, wow, I have totally ruined any chance I have at finishing in the front of this pack.
However, in my deepest depth of despair, an absolutely insane thought enters my mind.
Your only chance is to run it back. Engage the quads at point 4 and don't stop until this is over.
So I think you can guess what happens in the next few moments.
I get out of the saddle and I engage the quads. Engage the quads!
I have nothing to lose now. I just go all in. The worst that happens is that I get last in the pack here, but there was no way I was winning a final 300-meter sprint. I had to send it now. And my golly, look at the heart rate absolutely explode here to over 190. But surprisingly, this is actually working. I am gaining a little distance on the rest of the group.
700 feet to go. I am in excruciating pain, but I dig deep, knowing that if I can just survive 10 more seconds, that I can pull of a respectable dub off the chase pack here.
Hold on, hold on, hold on.
Yeah!
I know it's only 5th place, but beating out the rest of the chase pack there was huge. I was especially glad that even after my mistake, I mustered up the courage to make a move through the finish and actually managed to pull it off against other advanced riders. When the adrenaline finally wore off, I literally could not breathe. I was in so much distress that I had to get off the bike and retreat into fetal position to attempt to recover. This was probably the most pain I have experienced after the end of a race. I was seriously hurting, but I knew I had to get back on the bike to help keep the legs loose.
Gotta loosen the legs, yeah. Guys, that was an incredible finish. I thought I botched, but I didn't give up. Stuck to the plan and executed. That's what it's about. That was probably best play finish of my career. Probably. Almost definitely. I didn't win. But winning that pack, securing that 5th, that's better than winning the category below. That meant something. Wow.